Hey guys, it's Olivia and I'm back with another video. So it is quarantine times. The story continues. And we've been in quarantine for a few months now, so I feel like a fair amount of you may have celebrated your birthday during quarantine. And I feel like some of you, if you're from Canada and you just turned 19, oh my gosh, you're legal. If you're from America and you just turned 21, oh my gosh, you're legal. But you didn't get to celebrate your legal birthday the way that you wanted. Maybe you wanted to go to the club because now you can do that, right? So maybe you wanted to go to the club and you didn't get to go to the club, and maybe you're a little bit upset about it, right? I'm here to tell you that you're literally not missing anything. Nobody actually likes the club. Okay, so if you were sad about missing out on your rite of passage to the club, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be sad. You really don't, because nobody actually likes the club. And that's what we're going to talk about in this week's video. But before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday. I make anywhere from topic/rant videos like this to how to make money online videos to pop socket videos. And with all that being said, let's get into this week's video. So first, let me tell you what the club is. The club is a house party full of people you don't know that you have to pay for. That's what the club is. Like, if you've been to a house party before, whatever score you gave it out of 10% of that is how much you're going to like the club. For example, if you went to a house party and you're like, yeah, it's like a 5 out of 10. I'm not really a party person. Well, then when you go to the club, you're going to think it's a 0.5 out of 10. If you love house parties, you're like, ooh, 10 out of 10. I love this. When you go to the club, you're going to think it's a 1 out of 10. The club is just a worse house party that costs money. That's what the club is. You see, when you go to a house party, typically alcohol's already there, so you don't gotta pay for it. When you go to the club, you gotta pay for it, unless you like somehow convince someone else to pay for it for you. But if not, you're paying for it. And then when you go to a house party, typically it's full of people you know and or people that you're acquainted with. So you're not solely stuck with your friend group. You can branch out and talk to other people because you know a lot of the people there. Meanwhile, when you go to the club, like, you didn't go by yourself, you went with your 3 best friends, but now you're only talking to your 3 best friends. And yes, I know that you can talk to other people at the club. You're not restricted to your friend group, but please don't go over and talk to that 30-year-old. Please don't go do that. You're 21. Leave the 30-year-old man alone. Leave him alone. Don't do it. So it's like, when you go to the club, you don't know what music they're going to play. The DJ could be bad. You don't have any control over the music. So when you go to the club, you're potentially listening to a bunch of songs that you don't like, or maybe you don't even know. You have to pay for every drink that you want, and you're pretty much restricted to your friend group. Meanwhile, you go to a house party, you can talk to whoever's controlling the aux and get them to play a song, or you can control the aux for a little bit and play songs that you like. You can drink pretty much as you want because there's just alcohol on the table, and you can talk to pretty much everyone there because 1, they're not 9 years older than you, and 2, you already know them. So yeah, literally, the club is just a worse house party. So if you can't wait till things open up so that you can go to the club, no. What you need to do is wait for things to open up so that you can have a house party because 1, it's cheaper, and 2, you're gonna have more fun. So I've made this bold statement that nobody actually likes the club. So you might be asking me, hey Olivia, if no one actually likes the club, then why is the club always full? I'm glad you asked. So this is what I think. This is just my opinion. This is why I think the club is always full, despite the fact that nobody actually likes the club. So I'm going to go with the age of 21 because most of my viewers are from America, right? So let's pretend that it's not quarantine times, okay? Your friend just turns 21 and they want to go to the club. and they invite you because you're their friend, right? So the weekend comes, you go to the club, and you don't really enjoy it that much, but you pretend that you do because it's your friend's birthday party, right? So then Monday rolls around, and your friend pulls up, and they're like, girl, my birthday was this weekend. You know, you were there. Wasn't it so great? You are not going to lie to your friend and tell them that you didn't like their 21st birthday party, especially because they'd probably been looking forward to it and talking about it a lot leading up to it. So you're not going to be like, yeah, me and like the rest of our friend group, yeah, we hated it. You're not going to say that. I know that you're not going to say that. So your friend just asked you, hey, did you have a good time at my 21st birthday party, which solely consisted of us going to the club? And then you, not wanting to hurt your friend's feelings, you're going to say, yeah, I loved it. I had a great time. And you probably did have a good time because you were spending time with your friends, but you didn't necessarily enjoy the clubbing part. But you just said that you enjoyed the whole thing, right? So now your friend thinks that you like the club because you just told her that. You just told her that. She said, did you like when we went to the club on the weekend? You said yes. That's the conversation that we just had. So now your friend thinks that you like the club because you just told her. So she's like, okay, my friend liked the club and I want to do things that my friends like. So hey, let's go to the club again. So now you think that she likes the club because she just invited you to the club for the second time. So let's recap. She thinks that you like the club because you told her that. And you think that she likes the club because she invited you. But the only reason she invited you is because you said that you liked it. So neither one of you actually likes the club. You think that she does and she thinks that you do, but neither of you actually like it. But because each of you thinks that the other one does, that's why you're always in the club. That's why you're always at the club. That's why now you're 30 and you're still going to the club every other weekend since you were 21. That's why you're in the club 9 years later. Remember how earlier I was like, hey, don't dance with the creepy 30-year-old. Hate to break it to you, but now you're the creepy 30-year-old. All because you got stuck in a lie that you told 9 years ago on your friend's 21st birthday. And still neither of you is willing to admit that you don't like the club. So yeah, I honestly think that 21-year-old you got caught in a lie and now you're 30 and you're still up in that lie. So now let's think of another scenario. Let's say that you've already been to the club, because this was me assuming that you waited till you were legal. And if I'm being honest, I know that a lot of people don't. So let's say that you've already been to the club. Let's say you've been going to the club since you were 17. Okay. This is how I picture your first time at the club going. So you're 17 and we're speaking in American terms, meaning you needed to be 21 and not 19. So you're 4 years too young, right? Right. Okay. So you're 17. In order to get into this club, you're going to need a fake ID, right? I don't know how much fake IDs cost because I never had one, but I feel like they're not cheap, right? This was your prep for the club. You had to get your fake ID. You had to lie to your parents, because I don't think that most people's parents would be like, yes, my 17-year-old child, go on this excursion to this place that only has adults in it. Yes, I give you my blessing. Go. I don't think that happened. Like, it could have happened, but I don't think so. So you paid for your fake ID. You lied to your parents about where you were going, and then you somehow managed to get downtown. Because if you're living up in the suburbs, where are the clubs? I don't see the clubs up in the suburbs. So you had to make your way downtown, okay? So these were your 3 steps. Fake ID, lie to your parents, find your way downtown, right? Okay, that's what you did. So you went through all this. You get to the club, your fake ID doesn't get called out, and then you get into the club. After you put in all this effort just to get in the door, you're not going to admit to yourself that you're not having a good time. You're not going to admit to yourself, wow, I spent my money on this fake ID for nothing. Wow, I lied to my parents for nothing. Wow, I'm downtown at 2 a.m. on a Friday night with only my 3 fellow 17-year-old friends for protection for nothing. You're not going to admit that to yourself. You're not going to admit that your 3-step plan was all for nothing. You're not going to do it. So you're going to convince yourself, oh, no, you know what? I like the club. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just don't want to admit that all your efforts were for nothing. So now you're 21 and you're like, oh, I want to go to the club again because I love me the club. No, it's 4 years later and you still haven't admitted to yourself that you don't like the club because of how much effort you needed to put in for the past 4 years just to get in the club. Because every time you've been to the club for the past 4 years, you had to use your fake ID. Like, yes, that's a one-time payment. So, yeah, you have your fake ID. So, you've had to use your fake ID. You've had to lie to your parents. And you've had to make your way downtown, whether that's by an Uber or taking the train or whatever. So, that also costs you more money. So, you don't want to admit that for the past 4 years, you've just been wasting your money to go to the club when you don't actually like the club. That's what I think happened. So that's why I think the clubs are full. I think that the clubs are full with like 21, 25, 30-year-olds because either one, they've been going since they were 21 and they got caught in a lie with their best friend and they don't want to tell their best friend that they didn't actually like their 21st birthday party. Or they've been going since they were a teenager and they don't want to admit that they put in all that effort and didn't reap any rewards because they didn't actually like the club. That's what I think happened. But maybe you're still not convinced. And maybe you're like, no, Olivia, I actually like the club. This is what I have to say to that. Even after my points, maybe you're like, Olivia, that's ridiculous. I love the club. I love the club. This is what I think. I've only been to the club once. And the reason I've only been once is because I went and I didn't like it. And then each time I've been invited after that, I haven't gone because I didn't like it. And your girl's not going to get caught in a lie. I'm not going to be spending my money on something I don't enjoy. Right. So I've only been once. So you may be like, oh, maybe it wasn't a good club. Or maybe it wasn't a good night. Maybe the DJ wasn't good that night. No. Okay. When I went to the club this one time, I didn't drink. I feel like I've mentioned this in a video like 2 years ago, but I don't drink. I am currently 21, but I am from Ontario where the legal drinking age is 19. So I've been legal for 2 years and I haven't drank. Simply a personal choice of mine. If you want to drink, do you, boo. But I just personally don't want to, right? Right. So everyone else in this club was drunk. And everyone else was having fun. Let me tell you something. While I haven't been drunk myself, I have experienced drunkenness. Like I've had conversations with drunk people. And let me tell you how these conversations typically go. Let's say there's a crayon on the table and you're like, hey, can you like move that for me? Like it's just in the way. They'll be like, I love colors. See? You see what drunkenness does? Drunkenness makes you find a crayon amusing. A sober person would be like, oh yeah, sure, where's the box? Let me just put it in the box, put it away. No, but the drunk person is... Why are you laughing at the crayon? Let me tell you what drunkenness does. Being drunk makes you think that things that aren't fun are fun. It changes your perspective on everything. It'll make you think that your least favorite movie is the best movie ever made. It'll make you think that crayons are interesting, and it will make you think that the club is fun. I am telling you, the only way to enjoy the club is to be drunk. And if the only way to enjoy something is to be drunk, then that thing isn't actually fun. It's not actually fun. If the only way for you to have fun at the club is to be drunk, then it's not actually fun. Like, yes, most people, if you go to the club, you're gonna drink, right? So you're gonna have fun. But what I'm saying is that place that you had to pay to go into and then you had to pay for your drinks, that place isn't actually fun, because the only reason you're enjoying it is because you're drunk. So it's like, why are you going to pay to get in and then pay more money just to enjoy it? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah, the club isn't actually fun because the only way to enjoy the club is to be drunk. And if you're still not convinced, let me just put it this way. If you genuinely think that you've been having fun at the club, you probably went with like your 3 best friends, right? So yes, you enjoyed the time because you were spending it with your friends. You were sharing that experience with people you enjoy spending time with, which means the club itself isn't fun. It's the people that you went with. Like, what you ended up doing, because I told you that you're 21 and you shouldn't be dancing with the random 30-year-old, all you're doing is dancing and talking with your friends. You do know that you could do that for free at one of your guys' house, right? So instead of going to the club, staying out till 3 a.m., spending your money to get in, spending your money on drinks, and pretending to like the songs that the DJ is playing, and like just all this stuff, on a Friday night, go to your friend's house and talk and play music in the background. And I can almost assure you that you'll have more fun, or just as much fun, as if you went to the club, because you didn't actually like the club. You liked the people that you were at the club with. So why don't you just take those same group of people and just do something other than the club? That's just what I think. I honestly think that nobody likes the club. Either you lied and said you liked the club back when you were 21, or you've been going since you were 17 and you don't want to admit that you've been wasting your time and wasting your money and lying to your parents for no reason, or you're flat out drunk the whole time, so being drunk just makes anything fun. You could sit and watch paint dry while drunk and say that you had a good time. So either you had fun because you were drunk, or you had fun simply because of the people that you were spending it with, and the actual club had nothing to do with it. That's what I think. So, if you recently became the age to go to the club wherever you live in the world, maybe it's 18, 19, 21, wherever you live, if you just celebrated a birthday and you hit that milestone of, ooh, I can go clubbing, I can drink, I can do all the things, don't be sad. You're not missing out on anything. You're really not. You're not missing out on the club. I'm telling you, the club is not fun. Nobody actually likes the club. Whoever you went to the club with and you enjoyed it, you can do anything else with those people and still enjoy it. The club had nothing to do with it. So yeah, that's this video. I just wanted to, rant about the club. And also, obviously, no one wants to spend a birthday where they couldn't spend it the way that they wanted to. And maybe when this is all over, you're still going to go to the club, okay? But I'm just saying that for the time being, while you're waiting to go to the club and have this miraculous experience, I don't want you to be sitting there thinking that you missed out on this big thing and you're just longing for the club. Don't long for the club, because the club isn't longing for you, okay? Don't long for the club. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Like a little sub point, I feel like another reason why you might think that you enjoyed it is simply because you've been hyping it up in your head for so long. So you're like, oh, it's going to be great. 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 So then when it's not great, you're not going to say, wow, I spent my last 3 months in quarantine hyping up something that wasn't that fun. You know what? Maybe it was fun. Maybe it's that new adult fun. No, it wasn't fun. Just admit that it wasn't fun. Just it's not fun. You can still go. Try it out once. I tried it out once and I didn't like it. And maybe you'll like it. But go and experience it for yourself. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But honestly, nobody actually likes the club. And the reason the club is full is because it's a bunch of people pretending that they like the club. That's my opinion on the matter. So yeah, that's all for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you think your friends will enjoy it, be sure to share it with them. All my social media links will be down below in case you want to follow me on there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday, and I'll see you next Monday with a new video.